Hey ladies, finally doing a bump date in the nursery. Okay, so I believe this is a um 28, 27, 28 week bump date, something like that. Okay, so I am 28 weeks and uh what's today? Monday? Today's Monday, so I'm 28 weeks and Sunday. 2 days, 28 weeks and 2 days today. Um, Not a whole lot going on last week. The major event last week was I took my first prenatal class. So it was a preparation for birth class. There were two components. There's an online component and a in-class component. So the online component took me about 8 hours to complete. It covered everything from um, vaginal birth with no medications, vaginal birth with analgesics, which are like the narcotic medications, vaginal birth with epidural to C-section with either epidural or spinal block. It also covered um, it also covered breastfeeding and the importance of skin to skin and getting breastfeeding done within the first hour of birth. It also covered uh, car seat safety, a small module on car seat safety. Um, there was lots of techniques on like breathing for when you're laboring. Most of the training focused on laboring and preparing for labor, preparing a birth plan, um, I guess just being prepared in general, uh, and all of that. So the online class covered like the gambit. When I got to, and I'm checking the time because I have a meeting in 3 minutes. When I got to the class was a condensed version of what's in the online version. We went through quickly, when to go to the hospital, at what point, if you're laboring, um, what things you should pay attention to when and if you think your water breaks, um, listening to the physician as far as when they tell you to come to the hospital. Also practicing breathing, not really Lamaze, but just an extension of Lamaze. So we got to practice um, sitting on a birthing ball and all of that. And then at the end of the class, there was a tour of the hospital. So there was that. So aside from actually traveling for work last week, being exhausted from that, trying to, which you've already seen that video, that was the last one, and being exhausted, trying to finish the online course because I was under the impression that I had to finish the online course before we went to the class course. That wasn't even the case, so I crammed all of that in for no good reason, but it made me really prepared for the class, and the teacher actually could tell that I had been through the training, so I was answering all the questions the other couples didn't. So it was good. It was informative. I didn't really learn anything new in the class that I didn't already learn through the online course. But I mean, it was a good review. And I got to write a few things down as far as like what I wanted, as far as my birth plan, things that should be packed in the hospital bag. Also, a suggestion to maybe have a labor bag and a postpartum bag so that both bags could be in the car, but then you're only lugging just the labor bag. And then after the baby is born, somebody could go to the car and retrieve the postpartum bag. So that was a good idea. I don't know if that would work for me. Uh, I have to go to my meeting now, so I will pause here and then come back. All right. Okay, ladies, I am back after my meeting. So, yes. So what was I talking about? Oh, this class. So, yeah. So the class, the in-person class kind of, was very, very condensed. It was about 3.5 hours of condensed content, and I got to write some things down, and then she gave like some pointers about what to pack in the hospital bag. So, for instance, I brought up snacks. Well, I like to eat, but I brought up snacks, and so she was saying snacks are a good idea. Not that there aren't vending machines and that there is in the cafeteria in this particular hospital, but sometimes the birthing partner, the woman giving birth, doesn't want their partner to leave their side. And so, in order to keep that from happening, you pack snacks so the person can eat without having to leave the room at all. So there's that. She also mentioned that there are a lot of things that the hospital provides, like the undershirts for the baby, diapers for the baby, but she mentioned that for a long time they didn't provide baby wipes. They were just using cloths, or like the little burp cloths, as baby wipes and stuff. But she did notice that they were issuing baby wipes in the rooms and stuff now. So she was saying, packing baby wipes is a good idea as well. So I guess it's different. Every hospital is a little bit different. So it was good to know what gets provided at this particular hospital, when to register for birth. Also, what to do when you come in as part of the tour. She basically described how you come in, you check in at guest services, and you go over the triage, and then triage will kind of determine whether you're in labor or not, and then everything kind of not in labor or not, or whether you're like in active labor or not, and then handle you on a priority basis pretty much from there. Or they might send you home if you're not far enough along, or they might say, okay, maybe you're close, and then just send you out, like before sending you up to labor and delivery, just have you walk around a bit to see if things can get going. But she did say if they have you have a seat and all of that, and things change, like you transition into active labor, basically let them know that things have changed, the situation is different, so they can get you maybe higher up on the priority list and things like that. So that was good to know. So so there was all of that. It was very informative. I should say the online course was very informative. The in-person class was more like review for me anyway. I think everyone else in the class had not even taken the online portion, so I think I was the only one that had even finished it. But it was a lot of very, very good information. It included videos of live births. I mean, like full action, no cutouts, no blurring, partial nudity warnings about birth. So that was good. So unless you're squeamish about that kind of thing, which I'm not, but they were really good, really tastefully done. I wouldn't say incredibly gory or anything like that. I don't even know how anybody would get even squeamish. It didn't seem to be particularly bloody or anything like that either. So it was really good. So I would say that's pretty much been my 27th week. I traveled for work. That will be my last bit of travel. And I went to that class. Now, tonight I do have another class, so that will be my breastfeeding class. So that's like a 3-hour course. So it starts at 7. I think it ends at like 10 or 10:30. So hopefully that will be very informational as well. So I'm excited about doing that course. And I have another course, a newborn care course, that I think is next week or the week after. I can't remember if it was next week or the week after. Let's look at the calendar and see. But a lot of these courses are like during the week. So it's like difficult. Looks like I'm taking this class the week after next. So that would be August 21st is when I'm taking that class. And I still need to schedule myself in first aid CPR class for pediatric. So I still have to do that. Things are moving on the roof replacement. I have contracts that I have to sign to get the permit and all that stuff done. So hopefully we can get that done in the next couple of weeks. And I've been moving forward on my to-do list. As you can see, I'm in the nursery. Like I said, the big furniture is in. I do still need to buy a mattress. And then I've got some decorative items that I've already purchased. I just kind of need to get them in here and sort of place them or what have you. I'll probably do some of that over the weekend. And I still have, like, you know, some cleaning and things like that to do. I've also been working on my leave. So I've had a discussion with HR. That was also something else I did last week. On Monday, I had a discussion with HR, verified that I do get 14 weeks. And let's see. And I just worked out this morning how long I want to stay out. So I think I'm going to be out up until the end of April, and I'll come back the first week of May. Hopefully I can save enough money by then. It just seems like things just keep coming up. But I do think, you know, there's a couple of bonuses between now and then that are due to come in. I need to get with some of my doctor's offices and get some refunds going. It'll probably help if I file my taxes for the last 2 years, get some of that money in here as well. That will help as well. So I've got some things to focus on for sure. Do I necessarily need to get it done before the baby comes? Not really, but the faster I get it done, the faster that money gets in here, and I can breathe a little bit easier about being out as long. But the good news about being out on a leave that long, I can come back early if I want to. So, but I don't plan to come back any earlier. But I had the discussion with HR. I still need to have the discussion with my management about the vacation time that I need to take, since I do need to burn through my vacation before I go on leave. So I did call this morning the hospital, well, not the hospital, but basically my MFM, to get an actual, like, scheduled C-section. Pardon me. To get like an actual scheduled C-section date so that I can really work out when I'm going to be off of work, because I have approximately 4 weeks of vacation that I have to burn. I can carry over 5 days, which I do plan to carry over 5 days, but that means I've got 3 weeks of vacation and personal days that I need to burn before I go on leave. So that means I'm a real short timer as far as work is concerned. So it sounds like I'm going to be going out in September, and then, you know, kind of just be home and waiting for baby G to arrive until then. So that's good. And hopefully that'll allow me to keep baby G in until 38 weeks instead of him coming earlier, because I'm stressed out, you know. So I'm hoping to get to 35 weeks. I'm 7 weeks away from that. I want to at least get to 35 weeks. So basically I've got 7 weeks to get through my to-do list, which is not a lot of time. I've got less than 7 weeks now to get through the to-do list. Not a lot of time, but I'm going to try my best to hit all of these strides here. And hopefully I've got a few things to do. I still have to pick out that are like really, really major. So the roof is one. Definitely need to get that done in the next 7 weeks. I need to hire my doula, my postpartum doula. I need to get that done sooner rather than later. And I also need to pick a pediatrician, which I have not done that yet. So I need to get that done in the next couple of weeks as well. So I was trying to get my leave and all of that worked out in the next week or so. I do have my FMLA paperwork that does need to be handed in by next week on the 16th. Because today is, what is today? Today is the 5th of August. So that paperwork is due by the 16th of August. My next appointment with them is a midwife appointment on the 12th, which is next Monday, a week from today. So I need to get all of that stuff squared away. I think my team would like to know exactly when I'm going to be out and how long I'm going to be out. I mean, everybody knows I'm like a short timer at this point, but it's not been clear exactly when my last day will be. So I need to have that discussion. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it. I think that's it for now. If I forgot anything else, I'll just put it in the next update. So when I'm here, I can show my bump. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'll get up. I certainly have a bump now. So this is my little insulin pump up here. But so here's the top and here's the bottom. And then I'll turn to the side here. Hopefully you can see and I'm not standing too close. Here, if it's too close, then what I'll do is I took a picture while I was in Philadelphia and I'll insert that there. But yep, the bump has officially arrived, and he was kicking me a little bit earlier while I was on some calls. So he is officially head down. So he's getting prepared, that's for sure. Hopefully he doesn't decide to flip. Hopefully he doesn't decide to flip and turn himself around so it can give me my shot at a vaginal birth. But again, I have to contract on my own by 38 weeks, which I'm not sure will actually happen. So I think it's probably imperative for me to have a scheduled C-section date in the event that I don't contract on my own by then. So I am waiting on a call back from my MFM or the nurse practitioner about that. So I have sent off the paperwork to the office so that they can get started on filling it out so that I can get that back on time. And hopefully they'll get it back to me on time, and I'll be able to have like some firm numbers. So we'll just have to see how it goes. So I want to work towards that scheduled C-section date, and then if the baby comes early, then he comes early. If in the event that I don't contract on my own, I at least know when the baby will come and I can schedule my vacation accordingly. So I don't want to go out on vacation and then have to come back for a few days because the baby's not here yet. You know what I mean? So I want to work that out and pardon me, get that going. All right, ladies, so that's all I have for now. Sticky baby, that's the all is TTC. Bye.